Have you ever heard of the V22 Osprey? Well, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but essentially it is a VTOL aircraft that has propellers on the end of each wing that have the engines there as well that allow the thing to fly forwards and also vertically. So, today at Aviassembly, I want to build one of those. Well, first things first then, we need to figure out what kind of cockpit we want to use, and honestly, I'm thinking probably this one. Now, the propellers in this game cannot lift very much weight, so we can't build a very big aircraft, unfortunately. So we're just going to go ahead and see what we can do with this. I'm going to chuck that guy onto there. We'll change the shape of, like, this back area just a little bit. And I think I can do that like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Do the same right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully they're the same. They look the same. We're then going to chuck this guy on, bring it backwards just a little bit, like so, and then we're going to go ahead and do this, and, well, try and sort out the back end. Don't know how that's going to go, but I think I'll do that guy right there, bring this backwards like so, and, well, maybe raise this up. I don't know, that looks kind of weird. That looks really weird. But maybe if it was, like, extended a little bit, maybe then it would be a little bit nicer. So we'll extend that to there, we'll chuck this guy back on here, and I'll zoom it backwards a little bit more, and I think that looks better. Alright, well, let's go ahead and do the backside first. We're going to go with these tail fins, and, well, we're going to go with 2 of them. There we go. I then want to attach them onto both the tops and the bottoms of this, because that is kind of what the V22 is like, and, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the bottom one as well. Attach that directly under there. If we can then spin it around, that would be beautiful. And there we go. That actually looks sick already. So, the next step then is actually adding some wings to this thing. Now, I don't really know what to go with here. Delta wings actually go way too far backwards. We can't use those. The big wings actually go backwards quite far too, so trying to use those won't really work either. What about straight wings? I think we're going to have to use these. Alright, well, let's go ahead and raise them up then, just a little bit. Go ahead and zoom them into the center just a little bit. And that's nice. Yeah, so far, so good. So, this is where things get a little bit, well, sketchy, I suppose. Rotation joints. Those guys are going to go right there. On there, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves some fuselage pieces. And, well, we're just gonna kind of cover it up. I don't know how well this will work, but yes, we're gonna cover it up just like so. I'm then gonna like try and twist it over so it looks nice, and then the helicopter blades are gonna go on there. Oh, this might be more of a problem than I ever thought, but no, we're actually gonna use these guys, so maybe it actually won't be as much of a problem as I thought. Okay, let's go ahead and twist these guys slightly sideways. There we go. I think that's fine. Let's see if we can twist those. Oh, it looks nice so far. Yep, we can twist it backwards and we can twist it forwards. That is excellent. Unfortunately, the fuselage pieces I added were a little bit too big, but we're in a good situation now where everything is sort of added. What we need to do now is add some landing gear, which, if I'm honest, might be kind of difficult. This is not going to look like a V22 at all. Look at that. That is ridiculous. But what I want to do is maybe twist these guys fully around. There we go. Move them to here. And then maybe move it up a tiny touch. There we go. That is utterly ridiculous. And then I'm going to move this guy upwards slightly too. There we go, and maybe this one upwards slightly as well. Okay, fine. Where's the center of gravity? Oh! What if we only had those wheels? Is that really bizarre? It kind of is. And they're not even touching the ground. Alright, get rid of them. Get rid of them. We're gonna go with something else, obviously. We kind of need to. So, retractable landing gear, we're gonna go with these guys. I'm gonna actually just chuck it on. Move it sideways, move it upwards. They're not going to be too big, obviously. Although at the minute they look kind of too big. But if I spin these guys around... Oh, that's nice so far, yeah? There we go. And then if I angle it, even just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Push this in. I mean, they're not the nicest looking things in the world, but I don't think that's too bad. We're then going to chuck one of those guys right there. And try and level it out. I think that's... I mean, it's kind of ugly, the fact these guys are like this, but it's fine, right? Okay, so, the next thing we are going to need is a little bit of fuel. We're going to chuck 2 of these big old fuel tanks in there like that. And I think that's it. Yeah, let's try this out. Well, it's kind of sitting alright, so that's good. If I press spacebar, it lifts up into the air, and then if I want to go forwards, we can do this. Oh, yeah! I don't think these are really the wings for the job. And actually, I feel like the fuselage could be a bit bigger. So maybe we need to update that and make it larger. That's cool though, it actually works. So all we need to do now is pretty much redo the entire thing and make it bigger. It's a pretty simple thing really, isn't it? So we take this off of here, we delete the main cockpit, we then want a bigger cockpit than this guy. So wait, is this the only one we can really go with? Oh. That does change things a little bit, probably. Maybe. Yeah, no, that probably really does change things. So if I make this bigger, take that off there. Oh. Oh no. Turn it around? I guess? Yeah, sure, turn it around. Reattach that. No! No, 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 no. Alright, well that's kind of the right size, so that's good. And then this guy can just be made the same size. And then that goes up. Right, I need to rebuild the whole thing. Let's leave the wings over there. They're going to be the same. But the rest of this needs changing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and attach this guy onto here. I'm going to make it slightly smaller. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. We're then going to attach this guy onto... What? That's upside down. Wait, what? Why is it upside... That was weird. Okay. And then we're going to twist this thing around because it's currently on the wrong way. I don't know what's happening here. Something's bugged out. Alright, there we go. So we're going to go backwards a little bit with this. We'll then attach this guy onto there. We'll move it backwards by about 3. And then, well, we're just going to squidge it. Yeah. Squidgy, squidgy. Just like this. And then if I can raise that guy upwards to there, that's pretty nice. Let's in fact go to 4. Whoa, cool. The next thing is obviously the wings. Let's go ahead and attach those guys onto here. I am going to raise it upwards just a little bit, and I am going to push it inwards. There we go. Nice. Yeah, so far so good. We might even have to move these guys backwards slightly, but that's okay. So, the rear ends we're going to do in a very similar fashion. Let's go ahead and get ourselves the tail wings. We're going to do them with slightly different ones. That's fine. Chuck those guys on there, spin them around. There we go, move it backwards and into position. That's all good. And then I guess we're going to need to do the same thing that we did last time. So attach that onto there, spin it around. And we're going to need another one. So grab one of these, whack it on there like that, and spin that around too. Okay, put it in position, please. Yep. And... yep, there we go. Alright, is that going to work now? Hopefully. Alright, so, we're going to need the landing gear situation sorted again. This time, I am going to go with the big ones. However, they're not going to be poking out to the side. I'm just going to put them on there like this. Okay. I might move them slightly sideways, but that's all fine. We're then going to get these ones, which are the slightly bigger one, single wheel one. Move that in as well. Just a little bit more. There we go. Alright, fantastic. Extra fuel tanks need to go in, so we're going to go ahead and chuck these guys in like that. And now we're ready to test it. It's very stubby though, isn't it? That is incredibly stubby. Alright, let's go. Oh, perfect. Takes off into the air, landing gear goes up. And if I want to go forwards, well, I could go forwards. I do think the engines are upside down though. They kind of are. They are upside down. But it's fine. It totally works. Awesome. I want to try and land this thing now. So landing gear is going to go down. Let's go ahead and flip these guys up. There we go. So my propellers are now pointing upwards. I've cut the throttle a little bit. And you know where we're going to try and land. Everybody knows it. We're going to try and land on there. Alright, throttle up a bit more, please. Come up. There we go. Throttle down slightly. Head forwards. Okay, slowly does her. And cut the throttle. We landed. That was incredibly easy, actually. Awesome. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. And we can fly backwards. But we don't really want to be doing that, do we? Okay. Forwards we go. Ooh! Okay. Yeah, not bad whatsoever. I like this thing. So yeah, it doesn't look exactly like a V22 Osprey, but it does still look really cool, and it works in exactly the same fashion as the V22. So I'm happy with it. We've actually managed to build a thing that we wanted to build. Excellent. Anyway, for now, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. In the next one, I think I might start a campaign. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But thank you guys very much for watching. Sorry this is such a short video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.